Aloha Capricorn, and welcome to your tarot reading for the week of July 27th through August the 3rd. We're going to dive right into it, but before we do, if you would like to get a personal reading with me, you can always go to themagicsiren.com. There's a fresh promo code every month that is down in the description box below, as well as the link over to my website. You can also find us over on Patreon, and we have a weekly podcast called The Siren Circle, so I hope to see you there this Sunday. With all that being said, let's go ahead and dive into your reading for this upcoming week. We're going to start with the overall theme or vibe for the week. We'll move into any potential obstacles or challenges. We'll shuffle to see how we can overcome those challenges, and then we'll get any extra messages that Universe and Spirit might have for you this week. We do have our love oracles as well as our general oracles, so that's what we are going to use to kick off the overall vibe. So let's go ahead and see what's going on in terms of love for all of you Capricorn friends for this week of July 27th through August the 3rd. Any messages in love, relationships, and connections? Oh, we have wedding. This situation involves marriage. For some of you, you might be attending a wedding this upcoming week. Others of you might be getting invited to a wedding, and maybe some of you are married, and there is this sort of highlight of tending to your relationship, to your marriage. And for others of you, maybe you are getting married. If you are getting married, let us know in the comments. If you've been in a long-term relationship and you're getting proposed to over the next couple of weeks, let us know in the comments as well so we can congratulate you. But there is something here about a wedding. Now, when we talk about wedding energy in terms of relationships, obviously this can be that traditional wedding. We are going to a wedding, we have a wedding in the family, maybe we're getting married, something of that nature. But this also just represents commitment. This represents this energy of coming together with someone and having a committed relationship. So for those of you that are single, maybe you're calling in a partner that is going to have that commitment with you, that is going to have that sort of marriage feeling, that marriage energy in the future. For those of you that are in a current relationship, this might be a sign that the person you're with is that person that's going to have that commitment with you, that does feel like a marriage or a wedding. Let's go ahead and get some general messages as well to kind of add to the overall vibe and theme for the week. We have family. I love this. We have family. Loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. This card really does kind of go hand in hand with the wedding. Some of you are going to a wedding and it's somebody in your family that's getting married. So congratulations to them. For others of you, this is that card that just says it's time to spend some time with friends, with family, with people that make you happy, doing things that just genuinely make you feel good. I feel like the friends and family card always comes out after a period where there was some heaviness. You know, Mercury went direct last week. We're finally in Leo season, so that spark has been reignited within all of us, and we are in this sort of peak energy of summer season, depending on where you're watching this from. All my friends in the Southern Hemisphere, you're in the peak of that winter season, but for the majority of you that are watching, you're in this peak of summer season, which is really about spending time with people, with friends, and doing things that genuinely fulfill your own cups. So I think that's really important. Now, make sure you are watching your sun, moon, and rising videos, because there are a couple of fire signs that got this card as well. So make sure you're watching all three of your big zodiac signs to get a complete picture there. Let's go ahead and move into our tarot cards. I'm curious to see what tarot has to add to the overall theme or vibe for the week. So far, the theme and the vibe has been commitments, whether it's commitments in terms of romantic love or even just commitments with friends or with family. There could be some really fun, joyous moments of celebrating love and celebrating family, and I think that's all really important. Then we also have the Eight of Wands in reversal. Now, the Eight of Wands in the upright represents this energy of forward movement, a lot of communication. This is like the path is open and we're being called into starting to move forward towards that path. When we see it in the upright, it's like if we were waiting to hear something for some sort of news, for a promotion, for a phone call, an email, whatever it is, it's coming in for us. When we see a reversal, it represents an obstacle or challenge or potentially something that has already happened. So I feel this is a little bit more challenge or obstacle here. There might be something that's standing in your path when it comes to forward movement, when it comes to getting that, getting that message, hearing back from that person, whatever it is. And maybe this is just sort of that energy of telling you not to make any huge leaps forward this week. Instead, really just take some time, sit in this present moment, see what you already have around you, tap into those relationships in your life, really look at all of your projects, and just kind of get everything organized for next week. It feels like this week there's not a lot of forward movement, but that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. I'm curious to see what comes out for the potential obstacle or challenge here, especially because we have that 8 of Swords. The obstacle or challenge is the 4 of Swords, allowing yourself to recharge your batteries. I think sometimes what happens is when we are in this sort of peak energy of Leo season, with it being that peak summer, we want to go, 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 right? It's like the sun is shining, the weather is nice, I want to, get things done. I have this forward momentum, Mercury retrograde is over, I feel like I need to be getting things done. But I think sometimes we forget that if we're running on an empty tank or if we're running on empty batteries, we're not going to make it there anyway. And I think these two cards coming out together is essentially saying that if you want forward movement that's going to be positive forward movement, you got to make sure that you have the power. What is the word I'm looking for? We're recharging our batteries. You have to have that battery power within in order to make that forward movement worth it. I think sometimes it's almost kind of that energy of, yeah, you can rush your way through a marathon, and sure, the first half you are really doing great, but then you burn out and then end up finishing last because you didn't space yourself out. And it kind of feels like that right now. So this week is going to be all about just kind of relaxing, leaning into the relationships in your life with family, with friends, with people in your life that you're committed to, and just kind of recharging, relaxing, reflecting. So that way when next week comes, we are ready to go. Let's go ahead and get how to overcome the challenge or obstacle here. It's all going to be about your relationships. 2 of Cups. That's how we're overcoming any challenge or obstacle this week. Leaning into our relationships. The 2 of Cups represents contractual agreements, unions, relationships, pairing, all of this energy of divine timing and the people around you. The 2 of Cups is literally about relationships. So everything I just said about this week, slowing down and not focusing too much on how can we get to the next step, how can we make things move, I want to open up the path, I want to go, 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 go. Instead of that, let's slow down, shift our focus into our relationships with ourselves, relationships with our friends, relationships with family. Where can we recommit to certain areas in our life? That's going to be the key to success for this week. Let's go ahead and get any extra messages that Universe and Spirit have for you this week. You have 2 cards. You have the Moon and then the 3 of Wands. I think this 3 of Wands kind of coming out as a bonus behind the Moon is very telling, because next week is almost going to be like this. Your Universe and Spirit team are telling you, if you can take a moment, recharge your batteries, recommit to yourself, recommit to the connections and the networking and the people in your life that truly mean something to you, you'll be able to kind of open up this expansion come next week. The Moon is the card of intuition, which is one side of it, listening to your intuition. But the other side of the Moon is about shining light on things that are happening behind the scenes. The Moon shines the light on things that are under the surface. So this week is really kind of forcing all of you Capricorns to slow down. The Universe and Spirit is telling you, hey, we need to recharge our batteries. If we try pushing forward and forcing this, it's not going to work. And during that period of time where we are recharging, we are slowing down, you're starting to see things that you didn't notice before. There are things, maybe it's intuitively, that are kind of creeping up. Maybe it's about a project. Maybe it's about a job. Maybe it is about a relationship in your life. These 2 cards here, especially with that 2 of Cups, it says, focus in on your relationships this week. Maybe there's a relationship here that the Moon wants you to see, that maybe this person can help you and open up some new opportunities. Or maybe somebody in your life is draining your energy and it needs to be seen this week, so that way you can kind of create some space in order for this expansion to come next week. The 3 of Wands is the energy of expanding into the next chapter in our life. It's almost kind of like you know what you want, so let's not wait any longer. Let's start making it happen. But I think this energy is kind of just giving us a little glimpse into what we can expect next week. Overall, there's some great messages here. I think the big thing to take away, Capricorn, is this. When it comes to your energy this week, you're going to have a lot of energy. Figure out a way to funnel that energy into your relationships, whether it's your relationship with yourself, like self-love and self-care. Maybe it's just recommitting and rededicating yourself to you. Focus in on how you can maybe meet up with some friends for some coffee. If you've recently moved into a new city or a new area, how can we start integrating ourselves into the community, connecting with other people? Really collaborating with others is going to be a huge benefit in the upcoming weeks when it comes to turning this Eight of Wands in the upright position. You want to make a lot of forward movement. But if we're pushing forward right now and we're trying to force the next thing, you're going to see that you're going to have to go back and you're going to have to fix all these little areas or mistakes or fractions or cracks that could have been avoided if we just slowed down this week, recharged our own batteries, and focused in on relationships and things that maybe we haven't been seeing in the naked eye, okay? Great messages though across the board. If you are still here watching this video and you haven't liked this video, consider liking this video, consider subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to us. We love having all of our new friends coming into the Ohana. If you would like to get a personal reading with me, like I mentioned earlier, you can always go to themagicsiren.com. All that information is down in the description box below. With that being said, I'm going to let you get back to your day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you again next week. Aloha.